If you're creating content, you know how much work it takes and how sometimes it can feel like the content creation process will never end. Well, here at Team Megan Mint, we've created a simple content creation process workflow so we don't feel burned out over the amount of content that we create each week. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that workflow looks like, so keep on watching. Hey, I'm Sam. I'm Megan's marketing assistant, and we help online business owners step out of the weeds and the nitty-gritty of running their business and into the role of CEO. If you haven't heard yet, Megan is out on maternity leave and she gave birth to a beautiful, healthy little baby girl. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more of Team Megan Mint on this channel in the meantime, sharing some really valuable content. First, I want to talk you through what we'll be covering in this video. I'm gonna show you how we house our marketing calendar in Notion, how we actually use the calendar, what statuses we use, our workflow, everything around that, and tips to make this process even smoother for you. We're currently operating our team on an outcome basis, so it takes a little bit more personal responsibility to manage all the tasks and the moving pieces, but we've really enjoyed using Notion, especially for our content creation process. Step number one, you're gonna wanna set up a calendar in Notion. We've named ours Marketing Calendar because it houses all things for content, events, promotions, and pretty much any important dates for the business. Next, you'll wanna set up templates for all social media platforms, and no matter what social media platform it is, you'll wanna consider these 5 things to include in your template in the top section of Notion, and that is gonna be date, platform, owner, status, and promotion. When you're actually starting to use these templates, something that is probably gonna be pretty self-explanatory on whatever card it is, you're just gonna wanna set the date as the publishing date. Next, in the platform section, you're gonna wanna get specific about where you're actually posting this, and even for us, we get a little bit more specific than just a specific platform. Even for Instagram, we have Instagram posts, Instagram stories, and even IGTV. In the owner section, it's gonna have a list of options of anybody who pretty much has access to your Notion space. Next, for the status section, here's some labels that we suggest that work really well for our business, but of course, make these work for you and your business and whatever content you're creating in your workflow. The tags that we use are to outline, to write, to record, to edit, to review, to schedule, to promote, and published, all in that order. The statuses section has been really important to us because I like to use the board view. I really like this method because you can actually see everything that's going on in the process from the idea all the way to publishing without actually having to click in every single specific task. I'm also able to update the statuses really easily and just push it along in the content creation process. Lastly, for promotion, in this section, you're just gonna put whatever label makes sense for the promotion you're running. Some things might not need a label just because they're part of your weekly, everyday content, but sometimes there will be content that goes out specific to a promotion or an event. So we like to use the promotion label and put a specific tag there for whatever we're running. Next, for setting up your template, you're gonna wanna make sure that you put any key information that you're gonna be using over and over again, or any areas to write in the bottom section of the template. For us, we like to utilize putting links there, like to a Google Drive or files or lists or anything. There's just a lot of really important information that can go there and that can get stored. Even if you're writing captions, you can actually put the caption there, have a little template for how you like to write it, or things to include, things to remember, hashtags. It can all be set up in your template. For us, we've been using a YouTube agency, so our template for YouTube has been really nice because we have links to the project management system that they use, the outline that we're writing, and any important calls to actions and stuff like that. So that's been really helpful to include in our own personal template for YouTube. I also want to share some pro tips that'll really help you with your content creation workflow. And number one is going to be to keep your templates updated. It's really easy to let them go over time as you get comfortable or as you have really busy months. The reason we want to keep these templates up to date is because it's really important to have all the information stored there. If the team wanted to be looking at it, that's really important because the template needs to be up to date to show all moving pieces. Or if in a bad case you were sick or for some reason unexpectedly out, then all the information could be stored there and people could easily see where you left off. My next pro tip is to really flush out your template in the process. For us, one of the most valuable parts of fleshing out our template was adding in the statuses so we can actually move things along in the board view. Make sure whatever you need to feel like you have all the information and all the moving pieces of your content creation workflow, you have that in there in your template. My next pro tip is to designate a content manager. So that might be you, the CEO. For Team Mega Mint, I'm the content manager. So I'm making sure that all the moving pieces are working together, that we don't leave out any details, or if I need to make sure that one person needs to do a small part for the content creation process, that it gets done. But it's really great to get into the habit of designating a content manager, even if you're a solopreneur right now, or even if you're the CEO with a virtual assistant right now, or something like that. Make sure that someone is in charge of making sure that all the moving pieces are working together from the first initial idea all the way to publishing. I'm gonna be honest, it can be hard to create content, but I think a really good exercise that could help you figure out what type of content you like to create is by making a vision board. Megan goes into full detail on why you should create a vision board for your business and how to create your own. You can see the video on the screen right now. Go ahead and click on it and Megan will teach you how to create a vision board of your own.